Okay, here we go. Wait, I forgot to unmute on Discord. Hello, welcome to the Mappool Showcase.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome back everybody to 5-Digit Touhou Cup 3. This is the quarterfinals Mappool Showcase. Hope you guys had a lovely round of 16 weekend, but needless to say, once one round's over, another one must commence, and as such, a new map pool for you guys to battle on. Just some quick map pooling logistics here. No mod pool still gonna be 5 no mods. In fact, it'll remain 5 no mods throughout the rest of the tournament. Bumping up the rest of the mod pools outside of DT by 1, so 3 hiddens, 3 hard rocks, and 3 free mods, and then obviously 1 tiebreaker map. Needless to say, obviously, there's gonna be some interesting pool choices, per usual. And yeah, I'm Suicune. Wasn't able to be here last week, but back here this week to kind of help guide you guys alongside this quarterfinals pool. I have VDC alongside me in the commentary booth.
Hello. I'm a playtester, but I didn't really playtest this one. So it's kind of a first reaction. But I played some maps, but can't wait to see what's in here.
Yep. I think with that, should we just go into No Mod 1?
Ooh, banger.
Yeah, Pinkarage to Soto Hisoshita. Definitely completely butchered that pronunciation. My bad. This has been a relatively... I wouldn't say common in, like, recent years, but at least when Skydiver first made this set, was it like 2022 or something? 2021, 2022, yeah. This used to be a relatively popular, no mod 1 choice. Then, so I decided to kind of revisit this for this round. It's a pretty generic map, all things considered. So yeah, nothing nearly as lengthy as what we had, in round of 16, with retrospective Kyoto, but this is still a pretty solid map, all things considered.
Yeah, it looks pretty comfortable here. The jumps are wide, definitely, so you could get caught on those. But it's CS 3.7, AR 9.4, fairly comfy. 194 BPM, so maybe some people might not tap the stream so well, but that's a skill issue at that point.
Yeah, as somebody who is, who is never known for their tapping prowess, stuff like this when, you haven't played the game seriously for like, years, sometimes the rust, hits hard, but I think
sure.
most players in the tournament right now would be, I think, well versed enough to play anything like this. Don't recall anything being, too particularly strange about this map. In terms of like jump scares and whatnot. Just a pretty consistent map throughout.
Yeah, pretty consistent aim for almost 4 minutes. Looks like it here. Some streams there. So yeah, kind of typical on the No Mod 1 side.
Yep. Don't know how many people here are Wily Beast and Weakest Creature, I think is... Oh, is it 16? I want to say this is a remix from one of the songs from 16. I forget which game W back is. I want to say it's 16. Nope, just kidding. It's 17. 16 is Hidden Star in 4 seasons.
And Touhou had that much games?
Yeah, we're on 20 now. in terms of just like the actual games, and then there's a bunch of like in between games: 7.5, 9.5, 10.5, 12 point. There's a lot between 12 and 13. We have 12.3, 12.5, 12.8, and then 13.5, 14.3, 14.5. There's basically been like a game between each of the main games, aside from 19 and 20. Didn't have one between 19 and 20 for the main games.
I can see why we're in the third iteration of this tourney.
Yeah. There's a lot of music that can go around, but there's still some good classics as well.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, there you go. Nomad 1.
Thank you, Nessie.
Yeah, really good score.
Was? What do you mean this? Oh dear.
Not
How
sure if it
is
was
that-
mentioned yet,
Wait,
but like I think the star rating of this pool is 6.4, right?
Yeah, it would be around there.
you don't have
Did
the
Nessie
big
do
man.
this on like the pre-qualified version? Oh my god, I think he did. I think he did this on. Oh. All right.
Oh,
Well,
it just got qualified, or
no, because this got ranked a while ago, but that's probably an older score from qualified, or like before it got ranked. Oops.
So, do we have the replayer able to send me the
Did not
map,
check
or
that one.
or
'cause
am
thought
I
it was
using
gonna
auto?
fight.
I guess I'm
Are you just gonna have
just
to take the?
using auto.
No, that's so. Oh. All right, I think we're gonna have to take the L on this one, and just do auto. Oops.
All right. What was the map again?
Spectate you 5-head you play real and true.
It's not this. Wait, what is it?
It should be. Yeah.
What's the map?
Oops.
Hello?
If that's well. Let me just drop the map link for Let me just drop the map link for Reichel in the streaming chat.
Oh, it's this.
Just grab some random Nomad
Right.
leaderboard play for now, I guess. Oopsies.
So, who are we watching? Sky TN. My man.
As anyways, that blunder out of the way now. Sorry about that. Misto's extra diff on Xenophantasm, the Lucent set.
212 BPM on streams.
While we do that, let me just actually double check the rest of the replays then. Okay, rest of the replays should be good. Don't know why that Nomad 2 was, don't know why the Nomad 2 didn't work. Oh well.
Yeah, this one looks fairly simple, also fairly comfy. I think it depends on if you can tap 212 on the streams.
Yeah, definitely a little bit on the faster side. It's gonna also kind of mostly to like fix the fact that there's not really gonna be like a dedicated Nomad speed map. We did have a dedicated Nomad like speed map in the initial quarterfinals pool draft, but after like a few iterations, we moved some stuff around, so decided to put this in for Nomad 2.
That's fair.
So not quite like the not quite a quote-unquote speed pick, but it's still going to be difficult for people who either struggle with like flow aim on this BPM or just the general tapping difficulty, because for this BPM, this would be faster than some people might be comfortable with. But it's a pretty short map, all things considered. Just under 2 minutes in drain length.
Yeah, that was pretty fast. That's Nomad 2.
Alright, Nomad 3. Here's a classic song. Fujin Shoujo, the article The Crow, cut version, probably because either repeats itself a lot and is just like the same thing throughout, so cut version it is. A bit of snap flow aim alt on the ancient diff on this set. It's still going to be mostly flow aim focused, 155 BPM, but there's a few back and forth, excuse me, back and forth patterns that you will need to snap to.
Oh, I really like the flow on this one. It's kind of diverse. There's like back and forths. There's some things that accelerate and decelerate. Pretty
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah, for sure. There's a world where there would have been a world where I would have liked to pull top diff because I love playing top diff, but it's just not going to work out for this tourney because top diff is really hard.
Yeah, that's fair. Kind of been a different showcase of skill sets compared to the last pool, because like the Noah 2 was kind of slow flow, and then the Noah 2 now is like a faster stream. This one is like flowy alt, while the previous one there were like 1/3 on a low BPM alt, but this one is straight flow. Well, with some snap, of course.
Fujin Shoujo is actually just such a banger theme.
Yeah.
Like, actually just jam out to this for ages.
Ooh, those must be so satisfying to hit. That's
Oh,
Nomad
yeah.
3.
Anyways, Nomad 4. I'm sorry to say, guys. You know, per usual, tech is kind of annoying to find. So Nomad 4 is just gonna be down, down, down. Decor.
Do I love these types of maps, this type of finger control? Because like for me, for example, I can't tap rhythms at all, so you could absolutely FC this with like 88%. Like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Me, unfortunately, I was never good at this type of stuff, so 2% like 3 combo type stuff.
Damn.
But if you're good at the sort of polyrhythm stuff that was very prevalent in, like, you know, 2023 and like early 2024 pooling, then you'd probably have a good time on this. But otherwise, yeah, just be wary, because there's a lot of different beat snap divisors that is used in this in typical down polyrhythm style.
I just realized the map set owner is Decor.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. I think Down either just like died or just was too lazy to rank it, so Daycore took over the set. So no Down, unfortunately, like in OWC, whatever year it was pulled. But yeah.
Interesting.
I guess Nomad 4 also kind of fills that, secondary, like, tapping, like, speed element, because there are some pretty, speedy bursts in this, but speed is not the primary, skill set of this. It just so happens that, with polyrhythm stuff like this in, that era, it did also kind of end up being a little bit of a speed map for some people.
Yeah, definitely. And the rhythms are like, there's a reading aspect to it because you need to process the patterns differently rhythm-wise. That's why like early 20s, like around 2021, they used to put rhythm maps more in like Nomad 5s and Nomad 6s.
Yeah. And then they all kind of became flooded with just like Devious Panda, because Panda was like the only person who would even map that type of stuff, and everybody got real tired of it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the reason why, you don't see polyrhythm as much anymore. Thanks, Terran, for that. And well, Nomad 5. Yo-Yo Bako Whodunit. Nick map set. Yeah, bit of precision. And yeah, that's about it. I would say there's a little bit of a rhythmic element, but there isn't really. There's like a few 5-note quints, I think, which should be 1/6, I recall. And I can't do the math off the top of my head, but it's probably like close to like 235 BPM.
I see. I feel like you're gonna be missing on aim for the most part.
Yeah. This is CS7 after all.
I'm not used to seeing like such a normal AR for a precision map. It's usually either like, Hard Rock 2s or like a map that lowers the AR to like 8.
Yeah. I think what base is 9.4 from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do be careful on that 1/3 section. It can catch you off guard a little bit if you're not careful, just because there's not really any other 1/3s in the entire, song at all. So just be careful about that.
Oh, I just saw the comment on the chat. Yeah, the BPM's similar, but you're getting different flavors of those BPMs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, also big thanks to Nick for uploading the, original version, because he uploaded the Kanyo Cup 6 version, which was what, CS 6.2 would have been way too easy. Yeah, thanks to Nick for uploading the OG.
Oh, that's nice. Like for this journey.
Yeah, I asked him to upload it because, like, yeah. Because the Kanyo Cup version was a CS edit of, the CS7 that he mapped originally.
I see.
Yeah, it's just the one for Kanyo Cup is like base CS 6.2, but for what it was used Hard Rock there, which would have made it like CS 8 something.
I see.
So yeah. That's the end of the no mod pool. So if you played last iteration,
Oh, Summer
you'll
Fever.
know the song. You'll know the song. Now, granted, I decided to troll a little bit less this year by, not pulling the Sensold diff, as much as I love the Sensold diff. But instead you're just gonna get the Candy for hidden. A little bit of high BPM awkward aim.
Yeah, this was gonna be like... Was this gonna be Nomad last pool?
Yeah, we originally had this slotted as Nomad 1 last week. In a few different iterations, because it was Nomad 1, and then it wasn't Nomad 1 anymore, and then we put it back in Nomad 1, and then we took it out again.
Oh. Yeah, because for me it felt originally like a low BPM alt map, but I could definitely see people alting this. Single tapping this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's BPM says 120 just because that is like the technical BPM of the song. Definitely, but a lot of it is mapped in 1/4, which would make these patterns all 240 BPM. And 240 is in that like weird area where like some people definitely are more comfortable, single tapping this, whereas others would definitely consider it as like, another alt map. It's just kind of, I think it's kind of like depends on the player. Like, at least for me, as like 2015, 2015 era player, like that was when single tapping stuff like this was like prevalent, and naturally, I conditioned myself to at least single tap stuff like this. Other players, might end up just full alting this. It could go either way.
Yeah, I feel you. Like back in 2015, I remember watching like Happy Stick. He was single tapping worldwide choppers.
Yeah. I remember watching OWC 2016, when was it like Hurting for a Very Hurtful Pain, when that was in like OWC Grand's free mod? Yeah, I saw a few people.
Oh.
I saw a few players single tapping that. That's 280. So.
Rest in peace that map, man. I think it got DMCA'd or something.
I mean, we could still use it for tournaments since it's technically ranked, but we can't, because I think you can still download it. Let me check. I think you can still download it from the website, so it's not technically DMCA. It's just we can't use like any like maps from the artist that like aren't already like ranked, loved, or approved, because they're technically disallowed.
Oh, okay.
And also, by extension of that, we can't rank any new stuff from that artist either.
About this map though, it's actually almost 4 minutes, so it's just consistency on this type of aim. It's actually pretty hard because the difficulty doesn't really go down. Like doesn't really spike either. It's just consistent high BPM aim.
Yeah. And yeah, those 1/3 should all be 180 BPM from if my math checks out, or I think in this case those would be 1/6 because 120 BPM shenanigans. Too used to playing this map as a 240 BPM map. Speaking of consistency, though.
Ooh, 4 minutes on an HD2.
Yeah.
Alright, I played this.
Yeah. You want to talk us through this one?
It's basically, this is also consistency. I mean, I got this first try, but it was I'd say pretty dense for a hidden 2 because it's almost 200 BPM. It says 99, but times 2. And that on Air 8 definitely makes the density feel like you can definitely feel the density. So yeah, I'd say reading wise, perfectly fine. Not really the biggest aspect of the map, but you'll definitely miss here and there from misreading if you're not comfortable.
Yeah. another thing to kind of be wary about on this is, you know, some of like these kind of like spacing reading patterns where some of these patterns will have like visually similar spacing, but could be like have different like gaps in rhythms between them. Just another thing to be wary about.
Mm-hmm.
It might be on the easy side again. Quite frankly, I took a quick glimpse through some of the round of 16 matches. Not all of them, just a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's hidden 2 scores. I'm quite impressed, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people come through. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was a bit surprised to see. I guess this goes to show, you know, caliber of reading player seems to have gone up quite a fair bit since, you know, last iteration. So while we didn't really adjust it for this pool, mostly because like a few time constraints with just a bunch of people being busy overall this week. We'll hopefully get that. Hopefully rectify or at least readjust, you know, the difficulty of, you know, the reading picks for later rounds. But for now, we'll have to just make do with this. So I probably, if round of 16 is any indicator, this map probably will end up being one of the higher scoring maps again. But you never know, just because consistency AR rate is also like, it can also be, it's a challenge in its own right, because you have to, you know, you have to be there, like, you have to be focused on it for a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure. For 4 minutes, like, it does look easy, but you have to keep this up for 4 minutes, which is kind of like definitely on the longer side for hidden 2s. They don't really last as long. Oh, a bit of a ramp up here in the difficulty, I think. It was the same thing last in round of 16. A lot of people were missing towards the end when it ramped up, just because that's how the song structure was.
Yeah. And that is that. I'm hoping the matches end up going down to spin to win, but you never know.
Yeah, there were quite a few actually that were spin to win last week.
Yeah. Hey, all I'm saying, if OWC can have spin to win, any tournament can have spin to win.
Definitely.
All right, hidden 3. I'm an LMT enjoyer. I am an LMT enjoyer. So here we are. With Heartmate Yokai Shoujo. A little bit of a streamier kind of density pick here. AR 9.2 on something like this can end up being pretty dense for some players.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the easier LMT maps. So
also gives that Hollow Wings kind of vibe to it.
yeah, you can see the inspiration. On the shorter side though, it's only 2 minutes. We're almost halfway through here. You can see these sliders and sliders. Wait, what did I say? Dreams and sliders. Yeah, I think it's these parts where you'll see most of the misses, maybe some slider breaks. Because kind of intense. You see that double to a quad there.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty straightforward, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, just be careful that double to quad at the end in that second ki, because it's a different rhythm in the first ki. Just be careful of that. All right, I don't think I need to introduce this map at all. Most of you probably know this. I think I'll just let it play out.
Yeah, I know this one pretty well.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of crazy that I actually like haven't pulled this in like any like previous iteration. I don't know how.
I didn't even think it was Touhou when I first played it, but yeah, understandable. It's here.
Yep. It kind of fills a similar vein to Nomad 1, so a little bit of overlap in that regard, but I think this is classic enough. It's also, you know, surprisingly consistent, all things considered.
Yeah. It fills that HR1 aim role pretty well.
This is another one of those maps we actually moved up from last week. Granted, it was slotted completely differently last week, but here it is in Hard Rock.
Yeah, I would have loved it as a free mod last week, but yeah, the skill sets were jumbled up a bit.
Yeah.
Also a free 400 for those who are looking to rank up after ranks locked in 5WC.
Yeah.
Or 500 actually. I think it could be a 500 if you high hack at HHR.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how 5WC plays out because I heard some potentially interesting things that I'm not going to confirm nor deny because I don't know anything in particular, but from what I hear, there might need to be a shakeup in the plans for some of the rosters. Oh yeah, here's that like long stream before the last ki. Could catch out a few people, but nothing too crazy. I think I think what this is like 6.5 4-stars after Hard Rock, so definitely going to be on the harder side. Granted, the map is simple enough that I think it's still going to end up being one of the higher scoring maps regardless.
Yeah, probably some players would miss in the middle because some of these jumps are really wide. So, like an FC could go from a mil to 600k just from one miss.
Yep.
Here you go, classic HR1.
All right. Hard Rock 2.
Chion Yorigami.
Yep. Again, just another relatively bog standard. Just another relatively bog standard precision map. I think I might have pulled this in. I think I pulled this in. I pulled this in a Touhou, like one of the recent, or one of the last like 5-digit Touhou tournaments. I can't remember which one, but this is a pretty solid test. A lot of like linear pattern name with this one.
Oh, it's Nibia. I was just shocked because there's this. I have a fellow Filipino player called Gian Yorigami, and he hasn't logged on in Osu for a while. That's why I was shocked.
Yeah, it is Nibia.
Yeah.
Yeah, do be a little bit wary on some of these linears in this section that increase in spacing between, you know, the 2 and 3 for those patterns. But yeah. Let me just do some housekeeping real quick. All right. Sorry, I'm doing some housekeeping stuff on the side here, but yeah. Hard Rock 3. Wanajaku set 3. By half slashed.
HR3.
Mm-hmm.
Classic half slash. He's mapped so much for Touhou.
Yep. A little bit of like a, well, mostly an alt map. A little bit on like a little bit more on the technical side with some of these patterns.
Yeah, definitely a bit harder to read. Or harder to act. Half
Yeah,
slash
be careful.
cup. Now we're gonna have like Air 8 map 1, Air 8 map 2.
Where, yeah. There probably are enough half slashed Touhou maps to just make like a, maybe not like a full size tourney, but definitely a decent like, I guess, shit post.
Yeah, it would be a good show match.
Yeah.
So anyone single tapping this one or?
I don't know if there is. I don't know actually. Like, it's probably doable for some people. 256 after all, but the people who can single tap this are definitely becoming, you know, fewer and further between.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
we
it looked
have
really
it.
fun.
Yeah. All right. I think it's about time. We provide a little bit of something new. So here is the first custom of the tournament, courtesy of Azazapag.
My go,
Because laser is
Azazapag.
funny, you don't see any of it. But this is Yuhei Satellite featuring Marcia. Ashita Shiru Sadame Nara. My hopes these tears will quell your fleeting omen. 218 BPM after double time. Comes out to roughly just under 6.6 stars. So, while definitely might be on the higher side. Again, as you guys probably can see so far, it's a pretty straightforward map, all things considered. CS4 OD 10.2 after double time, or AR 10.2, sorry, after DT OD 9.8.
This really does remind me of like the older style of DT ones that you would farm. It looks really good.
Yeah.
The triangles are... There's a lot of them. Ooh, Fumo.
Fumo. Hope you guys enjoy this one. We had a this was fun to work on. So yeah, thanks to Azazapag for thanks thanks for mapping
Yeah, thank
this.
you.
Yeah,
My
I'm
God.
pretty happy with how this turned out. Yeah, thanks to all playtesters and whatnot for helping QA this as well. Hope you guys enjoy. All right.
Ooh, DT2.
DT2, wanna be my dream. Finally getting to get a little bit of Eurobeat. I don't think we've had any Eurobeat in this tourney so far. But yeah, wanna be my dream. A1 feature Aki. Mapper's insane because I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce the GD name. Yeah, 248 BPM. Probably not like, probably still going to be a little bit underwhelming for, you know, the speed players. We had a few iterations before that had some stuff, faster stuff overall, but I think we scrapped them. I think because I'm trying to remember why we scrapped some older ideas. I think it's just because they weren't actually like bursty enough. I don't think this is Nissan, because Nissan is Das DFW something something. This is, I think it's just like act like a Korean mapper that just has this name. Or not Korean, Chinese mapper.
Yeah, I could see some of the speed players saying this is still too easy, but it's just 6.4. I'm pretty sure, and the BPM's pretty solid at 248.
Yeah. Also, the highest star rating in this pool. It's actually it actually does crest over 6.7, which it should be fine nonetheless, because speed star rating has always been a bit inflated since that rework happened.
Yeah, that's fair. The rhythms seem simple here. There are a few doubles though, but like other than that, pretty sure you can just flow through this really easily.
There we go. What is that? All right,
Ooh, banger.
banger. If you also played last iteration, you would probably have this set, because used Kalibe's diff. Now instead, we're using Striderin, Insane here as a DT precision alt pick. Yeah.
HR4.
Yep.
Oh, a solid amount of aim control in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this aim control might be crazy, especially at CS 5.2.
Yeah. Peak if this was base AR7. Yeah, true. There's that solo section that it's got a few 1.6, so I don't have the BPM conversions off the top of my head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, like even if the in control looks crazy, I can see more people missing on the buzz sliders of that solo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also the OD is a little bit on the lower side as well. 9.1. A little bit of a note lock potential for something like this. So kind of have to be on your aim A game for this. That's the end of the DT pool. So now we go to free mod 1. Zetsubo Teki Fukyo 1. Advent map. A little bit of a overlap in control with some slider or some quote-unquote slider aim. Nothing like too crazy you would typically see in like your normal like normal like tech slider map, but still got a little bit of that slider aim.
Yeah, I love this. Like AR9, slightly awkward.
Yeah, one of the things you do need to be careful of in this map, though, are some of these spaced quads and quints. They do they do get pretty spaced, especially on hard rock. Your flow aim will need to be, on point, because they do I forget if they become follow point verse or follow point patterns on hard rock, but yeah. Also, for anybody who's interested in hard rock stats, let me just pull those up real quick. CS 5.2 for the circle size, AR10 OD10 for the most part. When you see hard rock in Fremont, and just about 6.5 stars. This BPM is low enough where I think hidden players will still have, a decently good time with the AR9 hidden, but could also see a world where more teams end up taking more hard rocks on this instead. Also, I think I do believe everything's becoming a best of 11 now. I don't actually remember off the top of my head. I think it's BO11.
Oh, those actually become more intense, the quads there. So I think it might actually have follow points with HR.
And yeah, there's that. All right,
That's
Fremont 2.
interesting. Oh,
ルイスに大変の欲でここにされました。Yeah, it's this song.
Classic Bloxy has a lot of maps that are basically free mod 2s that are in this kind of grid old style.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm gonna change this real quick. Okay, that's kind of funny.
forget if this is the version with the long like stream part, but I guess I'll see. I don't really remember.
I don't remember. There's like a somewhat old set of this that has a really funny reading diff spike. I kind of wanted to pull it for a while. I just don't see a world where I can pull it in like a serious manner, unfortunately.
I feel you. A lot of those 2009, 2010 maps are they really have this like one bullshit pattern that they really want to place there.
What's even funny is I don't even think it's like that old. It's like a 2019 map. It's just got
Really?
it's just got a really funny pattern. If you know, I think it's an if you know, you know.
I see.
I'll put it in VC chat for you to look at, because it's funny.
Because the one I remember is DJ Pop, I think. Oh wait, this. Okay. It's like overlap. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
I had the displeasure of playing a pool that Sidorn was pulling in, and he used this as a hidden too.
My goat Zygorn. He knows ball.
He definitely does know ball.
Let me get Hard Rock star rating for people on this real quick, because obviously CS5 AR8, so CS 6.5 and whatnot. Just about 6.4 stars.
That's fine. Definitely on the simpler side in terms of rhythms, because you can be focused on that linear, that grid style aim. Oh, it is this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as long as I thought.
Yeah.
But that
That might
slider
be-
stream, man.
Yeah. It's a bit silly, but it does the job.
Yeah, at least it's towards the end.
Alright, here's another map we moved up from round of 16 to this round. Expert Diff of Uzu.
Yeah, this was no mod on the last week. But this is really interesting as like an ulti with like bursts.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually does end up being kind of a somewhat decent tap and check. All these 1-6, I think, end up around like 2-0. Rough estimate, I want to say like 206. Okay, 204. However, Camo is a silly little guy, and there are some 1-8s in this, which come out to 272 BPM. Something to be a bit wary about. CS 4.94 after Hard Rock, 6.3 stars. And yeah.
I didn't even notice the 270s, but this is an absolute banger map. It feels so good to play.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
those
I
are,
see it.
Yeah. Yeah. The 270s are sparse enough that this isn't like, you know, it's not going to gatekeep, you know, too many like non-speed players, but there are plenty of, you know, 200 forward bursts like you see here. Yeah. Just something to keep your mind out, you be aware of. Because, wouldn't want to undertap some of these bursts. A little bit of reprieve here. And for anybody who's interested, average length of the pool outside tiebreaker, just over 250. It's 2 minutes 52. Some of these maps, yeah, it kind of feels a bit long because we do have a lot of maps outside the tiebreaker that are kind of like in that middling 3-minute range. So it might feel a bit long, at least outside the tiebreaker. But yeah, there's a few shorter maps sprinkled in there. I can't say the same average length with the tiebreaker included, because, well, you'll see why shortly.
Oh, right. But honestly, yeah, I feel like it's an average length pool. Honestly, like average for a pool that doesn't have those like TV size maps. But that's kind of rare to see a TV size map anyway. So
Mm-hmm. All right. Have fun on tiebreaker.
boom, absolute nuclear bomb of a tiebreaker.
Yeah. It's almost 12 minutes.
Wait, I didn't get to see who's playing this in hidden.
It's my replay.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, 160 BPM, it's pretty much just an entire medley of, embodiment of Scarlet Devil music. Is this hard rockable? Maybe. It's very much a consistency test, but there are some really funky aim patterns, in this. Which I think the star rating doesn't necessarily do enough justice on, because it's 160 BPM. So
It's just ranked. I haven't farmed score in this yet.
yeah, it is ranked. Yeah, so like I think it was like, was it October or November last year? It was like pretty recent, all things considered. October, yeah. I will say this map is mostly sight readable, but there's a few patterns that you kind of need to be wary of, because of the quirks of, you know, the ranking criteria. Well, there's one pattern like that you really should be wary of because of ranking criteria perks or quirks. Also, I will say, like, it's also pretty consistent throughout. There's like maybe 3 breaks in the entire map, and 2 of them are like short, like really short breaks. There's like maybe 1 like lengthy-ish break.
Shout out Asphyria, man. His stuff is generally like also kinda awkward in terms of aim.
Yeah. These 1/3s, do be careful of those. .240 BPM single taps if you're comfortable enough with that. Up to you. And the 1/3s come up, I think, 1 more time in this map.
Already 1k combo, 1/4 of the way through.
What's funny is Nibia actually sniped this score, but I was like, because I was like, I'm gonna just roll for which replay I feel like using, because we're both like, yeah, both replays are good. And I just ended up, I think what I did was I just ended up rolling like if it's higher than 50, I'm using my replay, and I rolled like an 89.
Feel you.
There's also some really like some pretty large space cross screens in this that you really kind of need to be wary of. Like they can catch you like off guard if you're not like prepared for it.
Yeah, definitely. And you could catch yourself comboing like to this point and being nervous because tiebreaker, right? And you can't really be shaking like if you're 6 minutes into the map and there's another 5 minutes left. And then you'll see the cross screens.
Yeah. We're coming to the part where I think if you're not going to practice, you should at least look at this section in the editor. Because we love quirks of the ranking criteria. That slider that slider. Also, that's a triple where I break on there. That is a triple back and forth. Be careful on that. But yeah, that slider, yeah, it is like technically a Burai slider, but you can technically just hold on the slider head. But yeah, it does go back on itself. So yeah. Also yeah, lots of crazy wide angle stuff here in this section.
Wow.
Also, don't mind me completely misreading that.
Sometimes I do see those types of Burai sliders that are like short enough that you don't really have to move. Like you just have to.
Yeah.
And even if you like don't hold long enough, it's just a lost slider end.
I think that's the last instance of 1/3 in this map. Don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, the aim on this section is actually like quite demon with like those snaps. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, you had this on Score V1.
Yeah.
Good score games.
Yeah, both replay. Both Nibby and I. Well, I played this like when I was trying to get score on this. I don't remember when. It's been a few months. And then Nibby also did a V1 play.
I see.
Also, is this hard rockable? I mean, if you wanna try to be Misha Awa, then sure, you can hard rock it. It's not the easiest map in the world to hard rock, but you could.
I would fully recommend not doing hard rock on this. 9.6 is like high enough AR for you to read.
Yeah.
I do love these like longer marathon TVs. I know some players don't, but like they're absolutely like they really do test nerves. I mean, imagine like you reach tiebreaker, both teams have a timeout. You're really waiting it out, but it could really suck if your match is literally right after this. Like if you have another match right after this.
Yeah.
Last time I remember, like seeing a map this long was like I pulled for a tourney that was like an old map tourney for Filipinos, and
Yeah.
the tiebreaker was like a doomsday. Um, yeah, it was a on rank. Oh no, it's loved. It's a doomsday marathon map from 2009.
Yeah. Yeah. Most players aren't going to see, stuff like this. I unfortunately had the joy of having to play data pools in USC,
Oh,
where I had back-to-back rounds of like 12-minute plus tiebreakers. So,
I see.
and also back when Marathonian Battles was still run by, or was still hosted, it's been, oh my god, almost 5 years, 6 years maybe since that tournament. Needless to say, first round had a 14-minute tiebreaker one, and then the second round had like a 17-minute tiebreaker map. So, yeah, ending here picks up in intensity once again. This map is like, it's honestly, I enjoy playing this. I need to go for like an actual FC on this, because I think the only FC on this is Shield, mostly just because it's also like incredibly underplayed. Like, it has 5.2k play count because like not many players in this game, want to play, 11-minute marathons.
Yeah.
But this is actually like, maybe I'm just a crazy player with the stuff I play, but I enjoyed playing this. And don't worry, the ending is not entirely slow section. It does actually pick up again. And there we have it. That's the quarterfinals pool. All that for 100 million score. Yeah. That's the quarterfinals pool. We'll have stuff for you on the sheet shortly. I need to remake the map pack real quick, because the one for the showcase has, the unuploaded DT1. But everything should be out on the sheet shortly. I hear talks about maybe there's going to be a delay for Chinese New Year. I have no idea how that's going to work. I'm sure Yuyuko will keep you guys informed on that loop. But I think that's it from the map pooling side, at least this week. Obviously, map pool feedback's open. Would like to get some feedback, before Friday, so we can make adjustments beforehand, because last minute pooling changes is not particularly fun to do, but we'll try our best to address any stuff. Yeah. You have anything else to add, VDC, or?
That's fine. I hope you guys enjoy this pool. This looked really fun, and good luck to you to all of your matches.
Yep. Yeah. We'll see you guys. See you guys for matches this week. Maybe next week, depending on uh, Lunar New Year stuff. So yeah. Otherwise, yeah. You won't be hearing from me again until semifinals map pool showcase. But until then, good luck. Bye bye. And yeah, please enjoy game.